Broadcasting from the ECHS studios, welcome to Charter School Radio with your host, Coach Dennis Snyder.
Welcome back. We're looking forward to this second segment here, second half hour. And again, I'd encourage you, if you want to get the School Choice Advocate, I would recommend that you do that. It's got a lot of great information. I think it comes out once a month. You can go to www.edchoice, that's all one word, edchoice.org. I highly recommend you check that out. A lot of great information, what's happening throughout the nation on the charter school, the School Choice Advocate. And it talks about all the great things happening throughout our nation. I'm excited about this next guest. Several of our staff members, especially Joe Darrow, one of our teachers here at Escondido Charter High School, has been attending a summer session here at the University of Southern California, and it's all about the China Institute. And I appreciate him taking time out of his busy week, because it has been a busy week. We have Professor Clay Dubey, the Associate Director of the USC China Institute there at USC, and I want to have Joe Darrow, who's up there right now and at the beautiful sunny Southern California, University of Southern California, have him bring on and introduce our guest. You still alive up there, Joe?
First regional reporter on site from University of Southern California. Well, we're so pleased to be here. It's called East Asian Origins to 1800s. The seminar is a professionally developed opportunity available to high school educators in history, language arts, and humanities. The program features expert scholars from China, Japan, and Korea, and provides a rich variety of educational resources for teachers. We're totally excited about this because it's been a wonderful opportunity. And Dr. Clay Dubey, the Associate Director of the U.S. China Institute, is the main gentleman putting this on. It's been a fantastic experience for us. And I'm just going to let Clay go for it, and he can tell you all about his institute and all about the program here.
Well, Dr. Dubey, welcome to Charter School Radio. I appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Well, thank you, Coach.
Sounds like you've been working them pretty good up there.
Well, in fact, until just a moment or two ago. We are at it every day, all day, and we have a lot of ground to cover. East Asia has a very long history, very rich cultural heritage, and of course a very complicated present. So we're spending time. I have to tell you that the group from Escondido is an amazing group, and we're really fortunate that Joe managed to mobilize this group to be part of the seminar.
Well,
and I want to say thanks for the opportunity to speak to you and to others involved in charter schools.
Well, thank you. No, it sounds like it's been a very rewarding time for them. I know they've put in a lot of time and effort, and obviously you're working into the wee hours also preparing and putting on a great seminar up there over the summer. We really appreciate that. And the reason I wanted to have you on is because I think more and more, I know here at our charter school, and we're not the only ones, but we're becoming more aware of obviously the global economy, other cultures, and especially China. And kids were in a process of having an international leadership class here. In fact, one of our interns that's here helping out on the show today, Joey Stevens, is going to be part of that class and is really excited about it. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about more from your perspective, what you're seeing going on in our country as far as finding out more about China, how we can work together, that cultural exchange. To me, that's really exciting.
Not just exciting, but essential. The reality is that America's future is very much intertwined with China's. And the two countries are completely joined at the hip economically.
Right.
And there are so many global issues that if we can't find a way to address them together, if we try to go our separate ways on this, we simply won't be able to address them. And it will have dire consequences for China and for the United States, but for everybody.
Sure.
Because we are these giant entities. You're absolutely right. More and more schools are seeking to bring more and more about China and the rest of East Asia to their students, as well they should. In terms of economic exchange, our ties with East Asia, especially in California, are quite profound. We do far more business with East Asia than with Europe, than with Latin America, than with any other region of the world. It's essential that we have a better understanding of these peoples and their cultures.
And again, just so our listening audience, because we are on the internet, it goes through nationwide, actually worldwide. How did you get involved in this? Tell us a little bit about your background, how you got involved with the institute up there, the USC, U.S. China Institute up there, and your background a little bit.
Sure. Well, first, let me say something about the Institute.
Okay.
Because the Institute itself is relatively young. We were created in 2006 and set in motion by the current president of USC, Max Nikias. President Nikias comes out of an engineering background. He's somebody who recognized how dynamic China was, how important it was to America's future. And so the Institute was created in 2006, and I was brought over to be a part of building the Institute.
So you were there from the ground at the very beginning.
That's correct.
Fantastic.
That's correct. And so the Institute focuses on the U.S.-China relationship in its many dimensions: economic, diplomatic, issues regarding security, environment, culture, all that sort of thing. One of the things that we do is work with teachers, because we believe that all Americans, wherever they are, need to know a good deal more about East Asia in particular, and, of course, given our focus, China especially. So we have been engaged with working with teachers for a number of years. This is a program that is funded by the Freeman Foundation. The Freeman Foundation has its base in Vermont as well as in Hawaii, and it was endowed by Mansfield Freeman and by his son, Houghton Freeman. Now, these two individuals, their family fortune came from American International Group, at one time the world's largest insurance company. And it was a company that was born in China, the largest American company ever born outside the United States. And because Asia had loomed so large for them and had been so important in their family's fortune, they wanted Americans to know a good deal more. And so they have supported something called the National Consortium for Teaching About Asia. And USC is one of 7 centers that runs this national consortium. It's a nationwide program, so wherever listeners are, wherever they might be in the United States, they could get plugged into either USC, Stanford, or one of our other partner centers. Now, for me personally...
how did you get your interest there? That'd be interesting to know.
No, it's a good question. It's a good question. I had almost no preparation in Asia. I was trained as a secondary school social studies teacher, but I had only had one class on Asia, and I was fascinated by it, desperate to go and to experience Asia, and so I picked up one summer and went. And the plan was to be gone for a month and to return to a high school classroom in San Diego. But things happened. I went to Asia and found that the fascination with it only intensified with being there. And I was desperate to understand how people thought about things, how they related to others, and wanted to learn more. I was fortunate, as an English speaker, I was in some demand, and although at that time, in early 1982, China was not open to independent travelers, people who were not invited, people who were not part of a tour group, I was able to go in and win a position. And what was going to be a 1-month trip to Asia wound up being a 3-year experience.
Wow.
3 years before I came back to the United States. A lot of things happened during that period. I loved the opportunity to teach, learned a lot about China, learned a lot about myself, about my own values, and clarified a lot of my thinking about the United States. One of the amazing things about studying some other place is how it sharpens your understanding of your own society, of your own experience, of the things that matter most to you.
Well, that's pretty neat. So 3-year odyssey there. Then obviously you got hooked, and that's what got you. From there, did you go back to the public school system then, or from there did you start working in other areas with your expertise?
Well, no. In fact, I returned to the classroom and taught in San Diego for a couple of years, but I just couldn't get Asia and specifically China out of my system. And so I applied to and pursued graduate study at the University of California, Los Angeles, at USC, just across town. I subsequently lived in southern China. My first 3 years were in northern China in Beijing. I subsequently lived and did research on rural economic development and the economic history of China. Wound up teaching at a small liberal arts school in Kentucky at Berea College, a wonderful school, and then came back to California and worked at UCLA for 9 years. And one of the things that we started there was this teacher preparation program, the effort to provide high-quality in-service training to teachers who are working to try to prepare their students for a future that is definitely going to involve much